So this is something like my 4th or 5th attempt now to actually create a video worthy of sending to YouTube. And so this crazy adventure, we'll see where we're at. So anyway, been planning to do this for quite a while, and I figured I should pick a road which is one of my favorites in town. It's one of the few that has a little bit of twisting and turning. Not anything like the Snake or Tail of the Dragon. Maybe one day we'll get there. But I've been admiring a lot of other people's video offerings and motovlogging, and so I thought I'd give it a try. This is a road that goes around a man-made lake in our town. Little burg of Springfield, Illinois has about 100,000 people. And I got into this motorcycling thing a few years ago. Started with the bike that I'm on right now. It's my Suzuki GS500. And a couple summers ago I moved up to an ST1300 with the plan of taking some longer trips. I've taken a few, but not anything super long. Probably of the couple 100-mile variety. But that's for planning for the future, and this road's fun. I was planning on doing shout outs to my favorite vloggers, but there's a lot of them. So I thought rather than mention a couple by name and then leave people out and hurt their feelings, I decided to just do kind of a collective thank you to everybody who does this, because it helps me with my I don't know, tips on riding and, you know, evaluations of gear and other things that are part of this obsession. I thought vlogging might be a good way to also keep track of, you know, any kind of craziness that happens. If the camera survives the accident, then, you know, maybe it'll help me or whoever to determine who was at fault. The history of me trying to do this was kind of entertaining. I was using the GoPro app on my phone to try and set things up, and I couldn't figure out why the perspective looked so weird and I could see so much of my helmet in the shot. But I went ahead and rode around and made my first video log, and got home and popped it in the computer and figured out that I mounted the camera backwards, so I was facing everywhere I'd been. Then I got the camera turned around the right way, and next time I tried to do a video log, I didn't have any sound. For whatever reason, the microphone I was using then, really a piece of crap that I rewired, something that was connected to the computer, and there was way too much wind noise to hear a thing I was saying, so gave up on that. And then ordered a microphone, the one I'm using now. I have no idea whether it's working or not. I didn't remember to have the Velcro stuff to attach the microphone to the inside of the helmet, so it's clipped, and it's actually kind of rubbing up against my nose. So hopefully, if there's any issue with wind noise, at least the microphone is close enough to my mouth that you'll hear it. And let's see. Oh, trying to explain this passion to people is really hard to do unless they ride. But I'm one of those people that kind of came to motorcycling a little later in life. I rode mini bikes when I was a kid. Actually, I rode my friend's mini bikes because my parents wouldn't let me have one. And maybe something almost as close to the sensation of riding a motorcycle was that I had a Austin Mini Cooper for about 10 years, which was probably good because it taught me to be a pretty defensive driver. And if you get hit in one of those things, it's almost as bad as being hit on a motorcycle. Well, maybe what I'll do is I'll try to mention a couple of people that were sort of instrumental in my video apprenticeship with vlogging. One of the people that I think is an extremely talented vlogger is Bilma, because he's a good storyteller, and I think it's kind of fun to have you know, kind of an adventure to go along with the visual. Atlas Rider was somebody that I had great admiration for because he's very real in the sense that when he makes mistakes, and for him, I guess it happens a lot because of where he rides and the conditions in which he rides. He just puts it out there for everybody to see. You know, cuts and bruises and all. And oh, there's just, I don't know, so many people. I've tried to, the other thing I really like about the vlogging community is, you know, people are really, for the most part, friendly and helpful. You know, you have a question or you have a response to their video, and they usually get back to you. So I think there's something, you know, if you're humble and have a sense of humor and are a fairly good storyteller and ride on, maybe the roads don't really matter that much. I don't know if people are watching. I'm sure they're, you know, critiquing technique and that sort of thing, but you know, if that's a big issue for you, you can always do track days. Hey, people. Getting waves from Harley guys, that's cool. So this is the loop, and I usually come down here. We're going past a municipal theater, outdoor theater, and then the road goes past a golf course, and then it pretty much goes back to town. And so sometimes I'll just go down here and pull a U-ey and go back the other way. Anyway, I hope you know, if you have any interest in adding another soul to the motovlog community, take a look and feel free to tear it apart or offer your thoughts. I'd be happy to hear them and respond to them. And I know this microphone thing is going to take some work, so I'll keep at it. Thanks, everybody. Beautiful day to ride. It's like 68 degrees and a little bit of wind and perfect conditions. That's the other thing. I like to ride all the way through the season. I mean, not that there is an end to the season here. I'll ride, I really don't care what the temperature is, but as long as there's no ice and snow on the ground. My latest research took me to look at heated grips, because last winter I rode all through the winter, but the only part of me that was uncomfortable was my hands. And there's some pretty inventive stuff out there, from heated grips to heated gloves, which I might jump at. I've seen those things called, what are they, like walrus mittens or something that people put on their ATVs, and my only concern is limited mobility with your hands to, you know, to reach controls and that sort of thing. But it looks like they might work. Nice new pavement on this bridge. Used to be like going through the whoop-de-doops in a motocross. So it's nice now. That's our big power plant.